Welcome to ColorCloud story. This is my daughter's testimony that she submitted to the court last year when I filed for a restraining order against my husband. Today I share with you. Please note one detail. Throughout this testimony, my daughter never once refers to my husband as her father. On June 25th, my mother told me she had suffered an emotional breakdown that left her barely able to move. The next day, she told me she had discovered the restraining person had financially betrayed her. She cried day and night, and her emotional state repeatedly declined. On June 28th, we asked the restraining person to stay away from my mother as she could no longer tolerate being around him. He left only after a 3-hour verbal alert, but on July 4th, he returned to the house unannounced. Between July 4th and 8th, my mother lived in fear and despair. She experienced severe anxious insomnia and could not eat. She lost noticeable weight within a few days. Her distress only began to ease when the temporary restraining order was served. Even then, he refused to leave until she called 911. This shows his complete disregard for boundaries and the authority of the court. He left only after law enforcement arrived, and he took with him a vehicle fully paid for by mother, even though we still do not feel safe. This situation began when they remarried in 2014. Since then, the restraining person has been entirely financially dependent on my mother. He has never had a stable job or contributed to my all household expense. He treated my mother as his personal assistant, driver, cook, nurse, and translator, without compensation or appreciation. He never offered emotional support and showed no sense of partnership. There are two events that show how he controlled her life. First, in 2024 or 2025, my mother hoped to attend Santa Monica College to earn a degree, but she gave up because he insisted he needed someone at home with him. He discouraged her from pursuing her education. Second, when she wanted a part-time job to help with expense, he dismissed it by saying she had already made money enough. His message was clear. He didn't want her to be independent. Over the years, he also isolated her socially. Whenever she went out, he insisted on tagging along and demanding constant attention. She lost contact with her friends and started building a social life of her own. He contributed very little to the household mirrors tasks like home care or pub repairs, but always with complaints over chores her promise to do, like washing dishes, were often avoided and left to my mother. In 10 years, he was never shown my mother's kindness or appreciation. He has never given gift or celebrated family moments. I watched my mother care for him like infant, while he given nothing in return. This is not healthy relationship. It is not a true marriage. I have witnessed my mother being emotionally and financially consumed by a man who sees her not as a partner, but as property. My mother continues to live in fear when he is near. So do I. Granting this restraining order is the only way to restore peace and safety to our home. In addition, I support my mother's request for legal separation. It is clear that this relationship has caused her years of emotional and financial harm. Therefore, legal separation is necessary for her to regain her independence, protect her financial future, and begin to heal. I believe it is in her best interest to firmly separate from him under the law. Thank you for watching. See you next.